What's up, guys? Welcome back. And I'm gonna go into like kind of this kind of demoing process. So I'm gonna change it a little bit now. I'm gonna have a pre-recorded video kind of sped up so it doesn't take too long. But I also want to talk through what I'm thinking. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little icon in the corner to show you that this is kind of what's going on in my head as I'm doing this. So put that icon. All right. And when I get into this, I go into this completely cold. Totally cold, not even warmed up. I like doing these things. I don't know. I just like people seeing the process, you know what I mean, or seeing the weaknesses in me and stuff like that. So I like to do that. What I do is don't know what I'm going to do, and I scratch around the paper randomly. And there's a couple of things that go through my head here. These random things are usually things I've drawn in the past. They're stored in the library. They're kind of near the surface. And I'm kind of remixing them. There's two thoughts that go through my head. This is actually how I sketch when I sketch for fun, by the way. I just want to make that very, super clear. And there's really no right way. When you're sketching for yourself, there's no right way to draw, pretty much. It's just, it is what it is. You do it for fun. You do it for de-stress. You do it to chill out after work or something. Or I do it to chill out from other drawings. When I'm painting, when I'm actually painting, that kind of drains me. So I will go and I'll draw as a break. You know what I mean? There's like a different kind, I guess. For one, I have to think really hard, and when I don't, something that's not as natural to you, you're going to have to think a lot about. Right now, what I was thinking in my head was like something robotic. Actually, originally I was thinking of like a plant-like creature as I was doodling those shapes before. But I just saw a robot. I kind of saw a robot walking around, and my phone is being noisy. Hold on. I saw a... turn that phone off. So with a robot, I just kind of like had it in my mind, especially now, because I just went to Comic-Con and I got a book on mechs, and mechs are really amazing. My gear does not make sense, obviously. I kind of go over that, but you want to kind of try to make it seem like it makes sense. It could, potentially work. You know what I mean? Like I put a screw on the hips there to maybe like throw a little joint in. Obviously it doesn't have to be fully functional. That's like, I'd be overthinking it. And honestly, that's not as fun to me when I overthink it. But, for jobs that you do got to do that. I also had the idea. I love when something is driving a machine. I like doing that stuff. It just seems really cool. You know what I mean? Like a mech, a Gundam, some kind of bizarre thing. Like one of my favorite cool little things I saw when I was younger was that thing in Men in Black where there's an alien operating a human being from inside his head. I thought that was really, really sick, So that kind of went through my head a little bit here. And again, there's no story. I mean, a story helps. It always helps design. But when I'm doodling for myself like this, when I'm just doing a sketchbook, sketching, there's really no story that's going through my head. I'm just thinking, that looks cool. That might be cool. Or wouldn't it be cool if this, or if this guy was driving that? That's most of my thought process right now, And I would say 95%. Outside of what I'm doing, a lot of my thought process right now, currently, as you're looking at it, would be in line quality. You know what I mean? Straightening out lines so that they at least somewhat make sense. You know what I mean? I don't want it to look too trashy. I want it to actually make, like it could stand there potentially, like it has a mass to it. And that's just something you got to practice over and over again. A lot of that comes from structure, which I've described before in other videos. Yeah, that's kind of so far. Let me think what I'm thinking right now. Again, guys, one more thing. If you're watching this far, and I really would like you to kind of shoot some comments about what you want to see in these segments. Like what is it? You have any cool ideas? Things like that. Everybody asks that. Nobody really answers. I want you to actually make an effort. What would be a cool thing? We want me to interview artists. Do you want me to go out and about more? Because those out and about ones are pretty hard to do, and I haven't done them in a while. Let me see. One of the harder, no, it's not that hard, but one thing that really is, I wouldn't say it plagues it, is when you do a design and you do one side of it, and you're pretty happy with it, but then you're like, oh shit, I got to do the other side of it. You have to even it out, right? Because it's a kind of almost symmetrical item that you're drawing. So that's kind of what I had going through my head there. I was like, oh no, I have to now make sure the other side looks okay, to a certain point. And I'm trying to draw that leg, and I actually screwed that up right there. I wanted to draw the exact same design of that leg, but I just changed it. I was like, crap. I'll just try to change it. If you do something wrong like that, I try to make it wrong on purpose. Like, you know, like if it's not, you don't want it to look like it's symmetrical, but that you drew it wrong. A better way to go about that would be like, maybe you, if you get it wrong, you just really exaggerate the wrongness, you know? So I drew a totally different bolt on that side. Like the way it worked is completely different on the, at least on that knee and thigh. I just made it look completely different as opposed to trying to imitate and catch up to that other leg. Continue to push things. You know, honestly, usually when I draw these, I usually kind of have like a TV running. I don't like doing it in silence. I find that weird. A good production tip, like in terms of like being more productive, if you don't like being alone, because I've heard advice. Actually, let me mention something real quick before that. Right here, I lost some of the footage. The camera turned off and I didn't know it. So I drew that little, I wanted to make it look like they're like in a mild foot race, you know, like they have that octopus guy on the side and then they have this Zoid looking thing. I don't know what it is, like a giant cracker, a giant, like, what do you call it? Like fire rock thing. And maybe they're racing. But a good, let me go back to what I was saying. A good tip on productivity would be really, I was going to say was, what was I going to say? A good tip on productivity. Dang, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, well. Continuing to push this forward. And right now what I'm doing is I'm pushing the lines on, that's always my finishing thing, you know. Like I push the outer contour lines on whatever I'm working on. You know what I mean? That's a total thing, you know. I'm pushing the outer contours in the front of this guy to make that guy come forward while these other guys come back. That's why I left that guy in the back there a little light. Same thing with the other guy over there. I didn't throw as much detail or lines into him. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys. That's pretty much the end of this sketch. That's this next page. I'm going to try to shorten these up as well. So if you have any questions on how I draw, anything like that, ask it in the comments below. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching this video, and I'm going to try to improve these more and more as I go along. If you want to see the full playlist, like the rest of the pages of different sketches, and they do vary on types, I would say go to the link in the top left-hand corner I'm going to put up right there, and check that out. That's the entire playlist, and I'm going to put it in order, and you can watch every page if you want. You know, that's cool. Top right corner is Enzyme Art. That's another channel that I have, and it's actually kind of a passion project. It's a different way of doing tutorials, and I, you know, put a lot of work into that one. It's just that I update that one a lot slower than I do this channel. This channel I update a lot more. But like it's a different kind of tutorial, so I definitely subscribe to that if you haven't already in the top right. The bottom right-hand corner is the armadillo cases, which we sold on Kickstarter, and we've been selling for 2 years, and we advertised them at Comic-Con this year. Those are still going pretty strong. I'm really amazed at how that has lasted 2 years. I'm blown away. You know, like I'm selling all the time. I'm amazed, but I'm super happy and I'm humbled, and I really appreciate you guys. But yeah, that's a pencil case that you can strap to your wrist to, you know, kind of help you carry supplies as you're traveling. All right then, that's pretty much it. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.